Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Woodmere State Revival. Down here at the house today working. It's a cold and rainy spring morning. It's been pouring the rain all through the night. We had flash flood warnings all through the area. The rain is supposed to be moving out in another hour or so, but it has left the outside of the house just a wreck. Mud and ponding water and stuff everywhere. So not going to get much done around the outside today. I got a few more fittings to glue together in the pump house, so I'm hopeful that if the weather lightens up, I'll be able to get out there and at least get that stuff glued together. But we're gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna be working inside today, trying to knock out the last of the subfloor in the main part of the house and then move over to the bonus room and start laying down the extra layer of subfloor there. We're doing an extra layer there. That's a new part of the house, framed up new on top of the existing garage. And they use the 3/4 inch Advantech subfloor, which is great stuff. But we are putting a really heavy slate antique pool table up there, and we're going to have all the kids stuff up there. We're going to have, big entertainment center, and I'm hoping at some point to have a few more man cave type items, pinball machines and foosball table and whatnot. So we're going to need some extra strength in the floor up there, and so we could have gone through and done some blocking in between some of the new joists and tried to make do there, but it was just going to be easier and actually less expensive to go ahead and put down an extra layer of subfloor. So I'm going to be putting down an extra layer of 3/4 inch plywood there over top of the Advantech. That'll give us a nice smooth base for our carpet when that goes in, and a lot of extra strength for the heavy stuff that we're going to be putting in the bonus room. So looking forward to getting that knocked out. That's really going to finish our work in the inside before final sign off on plumbing, electric, HVAC, and drywall. So we're really getting close to being able to take over on the inside of the house and do all the finish work there. Let me give you a quick tour of the outside and the inside, show you where we're at today. So I'm standing on the front porch, and you can see that we still don't have the columns in place. I believe they've gotten just about everything in place to pour the new slab that's going to go on the porch here. So I think we're just about done with all that, and then the concrete guy will be in, and he'll get that new slab poured. Once that's done, then the guys are going to be able to go ahead and rebuild the posts on top of these new piers that they've been putting across here. And those will, of course, go up to the top there. They're going to be framed in wood, and then they're going to be sheeted in a hardy plank type material that will never rot. Will reduce our responsibilities as far as having to repaint and all that other stuff. So it's really going to help to make the front porch more durable, long-lasting, and low maintenance, which is key. When you got a property like this, you got to try to reduce your maintenance in as many places as possible, because it's going to be a lot of upkeep as is. Anything you can do to reduce maintenance is a good thing. On the outside of the house here, the masons have done most of their work. You can see they've gotten the roll lock and the brick installed underneath our new slider. So that's been done. They have filled in all the old foundation vents. You can see those there. We are doing a sealed or encapsulated crawl space, a humidity controlled crawl space. So we've got a company coming in next week or week after to lay down a real heavy, like 30 or 40 mil plastic vapor barrier, and that'll actually get wrapped up the sides of the crawl space, which would have covered any sort of foundation vents. And then they'll actually be installing insulation on the side walls of the foundation, and then they'll actually put a dehumidifier down there that will keep it humidity controlled. Some builders actually even do climate controlled. They'll still install HVAC vents in the crawl space and returns, but we didn't care about that. We just wanted to control the humidity. You can see we get a lot of moisture on the ground around here. Every time it rains, you get a lot of groundwater. And we redid all the foundation drains, and they turned out great. The crawl space is bone dry, but at the same time, we didn't want any future issues to arise. So as I said, we are encapsulating it, humidity controlling it. We'll never have to worry about rot, mildew, moisture issues in the crawl space again. Over there you can see our new service panel that'll be installed, I think, this coming week. Right as soon as the electric gets signed off, they're going to install that new service panel, and the electric company will come and set the meter. They're going to try to do as close to a hot swap as possible, where they put the old panel to the side and the new service panel gets bolted up. All the connections are made, and then they can come and just install the meter in the meter base there. But that's going to provide for a 400 amp electric service. We've got two 200 amp panels It's going to provide us with more than enough electrical capacity for our house. Modern homes take a lot of electricity. You got a lot of lights, you got a lot of appliances. You know, it's just a lot. So we're going to go with the 400 amp service. You can see where they've stubbed out here for disconnects. That's what those orange wires are going to go to. We've got 3 HVAC units that will sit out here, and each of those will get their own little disconnect, and then we'll actually have a another part of the pad here for our generator, and so we'll have all that hooked up. This black line on the ground here, that's water supply. That's going to get tapped into the original copper line, which is over there where our faucet is, and that's going to take it inside the house. All right, let's go back down to the other end of the property here, take a quick look around the pool, talk about that for a minute, and then we'll go inside and give you an update on what all has transpired inside the house since we did our last update video. We are, at this point, about 3 or 4 weeks away from having drywall done, and so we have quite a bit to do between now and then to try to get all this exterior stuff done. We're trying to get all the exterior stuff done, all of our stuff done between now and then, so that once the interior is ready to rock, we can turn our attention to that and get all that stuff knocked out and get moved into this place. So here's the pump house. I screw a panel on this thing every night when I get done working. One, to keep the weather out, and also to keep people out. You don't want to make sure nobody's in there messing around with any of our fancy new pool equipment or trying to carry any of it off. Stuff was expensive. You can see how much water is in these ditches around the pool. It's unreal. We got a ton of rain, and so this ditch around the pool has filled up, and the deep end of the pool has filled up. I got the pump running down there, pumping that out, trying to keep the water out to keep the critters out. You know, the more rain you get, the more water in the pool, the more likely it is you're going to get frogs in there breeding and having all sorts of frog parties and having all sorts of frog children, so we don't want that. So we've been keeping it pumped out, keeping it dry as possible. But man, there's a ton of water in the ditch over here. That's unreal. I'm gonna have to get my shovel and go over here and clean out this ditch over here to get some of this water draining out. Yep, got to take that down, I don't know, 6-8 inches, get that water to drain out of here. What a mess. But you can see the latest work we've done on the pool was installing these 3/4 inch pipes. There's 6 of those around the pool. Those are for the deck jets. Those are our little water features that are going to get installed in the deck around the pool. And they're little fountains. You know, they'll shoot over into the pool 6 feet or so and meet in the middle out here. So it's going to be a really nice water feature, a lot of nice water noise from that. And when people aren't swimming in the pool, you know, it gives you a little ambiance. And we're going to have a really cool light down the end of the pool there that is color changing, so you can really fine-tune the ambiance. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that. All right, let's take a walk into the house and talk about that briefly. And I'm going to get started working. The masons are actually supposed to be here in a little bit to get some more of their stuff knocked out. They're almost done. They've probably got another day's work of stuff to wrap up. Looking in here in the formal living room, again, the ceiling was untouched. We've got all that beautiful detail there. All that has been untouched, thankfully. We didn't have to mess with that. All the framing has been completed in here. All the subfloor is down, except for a couple pieces here they've left out for access. The masons came in and they got this new cinder block pier built for our hearth. Since this is a wood burning fireplace, you got to have masonry under your hearth and hearth extension. Other than that, the fireplace is pretty well done. We just got to get our new mantle and everything constructed. Looking forward to knocking that out. Looking into the office, or solarium as I've been calling it. The reason I call it the solarium is look at all that light. Man, I tell you, when it's sunny outside, this place is just glowing. It's just such an amazing space. I'm looking forward to hanging out here, reading a book, watching the kids play outside in the pool. It's going to be a great place to spend some time. We've got these big double sliders, and so we'll be able to open these up on nice days. They've got screens and be able to pull all that air in and listen to the kids play. Be great for get-togethers. The fireplace has been framed out, and we've got electric stubbed in place We're going to have a desk there, a built-in desk and some cabinetry. That's where we'll hide all our computer and all that stuff when we have to do some work here at the house. We'll be able to slide that out and then slide it back in and hide it. The family room has really come to life. You can see all the subfloor is down, all the framing is completed, all the electric rough-in is done. Lots of can lights. This place is going to be well lit. You can see the masons have the floor of the fireplace in, new fire brick there. They still got to build the side and back walls. There's a stub up there for our gas fireplace insert. We're doing a ventless gas log set in there. And we're going to frame this out to look like a traditional colonial open hearth fireplace. So I'm looking forward to getting that knocked out, but we're going to have all this brick covered up. It'll take away the 1960s look and really give it a more old world look, because we're going to wrap it in paneling, raised paneling, and it's going to be really pretty once we get it done. Stepping over into the kitchen dining room area, again, all the rough-in has been done for all the plumbing, electric coming up through the floor for ovens and built-in microwaves for our island. The gas range over here, water line in the wall for our pot filler. Over here at the sink area, you see we got our vent, waste, and supply lines all plumbed in. Lots and lots of outlets. They got blocking in the walls for us so we can hang our cabinets. It's going to be so much easier than trying to find the stud through the cabinet. Just be able to screw anywhere through the base or the top of the cabinet and hit one of those pieces of blocking. Much more secure and a lot easier on our end. Again, the crawl space is bone dry underneath the dining room, the new expanded dining room. If you remember way back when, these windows were separated by a wall. Over there you can still see some of the blocking right there where that wall was. And that separated the dining room from the pantry laundry room. Well, we blew that wall out and opened this all up into one big dining room. Super excited about that. We use our dining room a lot. I know some people have moved away from formal dining rooms. They just don't spend much time in them, consider them a waste of space, whatever, but we use ours a lot. We like to eat together as a family. We like to entertain, so we're going to make good use of our dining room. And you can't beat the natural light coming in from these two big windows. And then again, lots of can lights in the ceiling. Make sure this place is well lit. And then Amber's been rebuilding that chandelier. That's going to get hung right there from that box. We're doing a row of cabinets across here. So a built-in buffet, and then there'll be a row of glass cabinets across the top. Again, with low voltage lighting, that's going to look really nice and give us a place to display our family heirlooms and keep all our servingware and everything. So kitchen, dining room, family room, one big open space. Great for entertaining, gathering with family. Really open to the foyer as well, letting all that natural light shine through. Back here, you can see the new enlarged opening. Going back into the back hallway, down there where the ladder is, that's the bathroom. The bathroom used to be right here, right off this little back hall. And there was no hallway back there. That was part of the garage. But now we've got a stairway going up to the bonus room. And over here to my right is, in the dark, is the butler's pantry. Lots of cabinets in there, places to prepare food, store food. Stepping out in here, you've got the garage. Again, sorry it's so dark. It's one of those dreary days, kind of hard to see. But garage, basically just a garage. We do have some storage space over on this side. And you're actually going to be able to have multiple shelves there and a stationary tub, utility sink that we can use to clean out paintbrushes and whatever. Stepping up here into the bonus room. Speaking of light, bright, and airy, lots of windows, lots of natural light, big vaulted ceilings. It's going to be a great place to hang out with the family. Let's step over here around the ladder and through the wall. All the rough ends complete with all the plumbing and everything here. All this stuff is has been completed. All the subfloor is down. Got one more room to put subfloor in. And that's this back bedroom here, which is Reed's bedroom. That's what I'm going to be working on today, trying to get this subfloor knocked out in here. But all the plumbing and everything has been completed. we're ready for our plumbing inspection and certification to be done later on this week. Again, you can see everything is really looking good. So can't wait to get the inspector in, get the stuff signed off on. Master bedroom, master closet, and master bath. So again, all the rough-ins done. We are ready for inspection. Ready to get some drywall up and get this place knocked out. Okay, so I'm going to get set up and get started, putting down some subfloor, see how much of this stuff we can get knocked out here today. Hopefully the weather will clear off later and I'll be able to get out there and knock out the last of the plumbing. Check in with you guys soon. Draining out the pool ditch. You can tell we got a lot of rain. There's a lot of water laying in around this pool. Nice little waterfall going now. Yeah, that'll take care of it. There's too much water in here, the frogs will be in here. Once frogs get in here come the snakes. Had enough of that last year. Yeah, she's draining out nicely now. Man, there's a ton of water in here. All right, so we're getting ready to start putting subfloor down. The old diagonal sheeting up here has seen better days. Some of it's been broken, splintered, pieces broke out of it. Up here they had that MDF, that medium density fiber board, laid on top of it, nailed and screwed down. So we got all that ripped out, and we are going down with 1/2-inch plywood on top of it. So I've already gone through, knocked all the nails down, double checked, make sure nothing around here going to hang us up, and then vacuumed the whole place, make sure all the dust and dirt was gone between the floor joists and between the diagonal sheeting and off the surface of the sheeting, so my construction adhesive will stick nicely. So getting ready to start laying down some sheets. This will go pretty quickly. It's almost exactly 12 feet across here. So we're going to have 3 full sheets and then 1 little strip across here. I think it's like 12 foot 1, 12 foot 2 inches between these 2 walls. So it's almost exactly right there. So we'll be able to do full sheet, half sheet, full sheet, strip going across here, and then of course alternate going across here, half sheet, full sheet, half sheet, strip, and that'll make this go pretty quickly. So I'm going to get this knocked out, glued and screwed to all the joists just like we've been doing, and get this floor solidified. That's the last piece in the old part of the house that needs done, and then I'll be moving over here to the new part of the house to do the same thing. I've already done the bathrooms, so all that's taken care of. I just have to go into the bonus room itself and do the same thing all across the bonus room over top of this Advantech. This stuff got water on it, got snow on it, but you really can't tell. I mean, it held up great. Old time subfloor, that stuff would have warped all to heck, but the Advantech really held up nicely. I think it did swell maybe a little bit in a few places, or maybe cupped a little bit, but really not much, all things considered. I mean, we had 6 inches of snow on this at one time before they got the roof on. So we'll get the plywood down on top of it, again glued and screwed, and this will be solid. Plenty heavy enough for pool tables and all sorts of kids and adults and everybody hanging up here and having a good time in our bonus room space. So when you're putting subfloor down on top of another layer of subfloor, you really want to mark your joists. That way you can put some heavy fasteners all the way through both layers of subfloor into the joist. We're using 3-inch construction screws, but you want to make sure that before you lay your first sheet down that you find out where the joists are running. So we use a Sharpie, go along here, look down in between the floorboards. If it's solid sheeting, then just look for the row of nails. That'll help you to find out where your joist is running. But if you kind of look through the boards here, you can see daylight, and then you can see the joist. And so we'll go over here and just mark it right there on our sill. And we'll do the same thing here. Again, find your joist, and you can see which way the nails are running, and then go right across here and just mark it. And that way, once you get your sheeting laid down, here it is again. Once you get your sheeting laid down, then you can take a chalk line and just go through there and put it on the mark, and then come to the other side of the plywood, find your joist, and just snap your lines all down through there. That way you can just start screwing it after that. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out where everything is. And you don't worry about having any shiners or screws that miss the joist and just go down through the sheeting for everybody to look at and make fun of you. We're making good progress so far. Got 2 full sheets down, 1 half sheet. Staggering it like this makes it go pretty quickly, and the ability to use full sheets makes it go pretty quickly. But you can already feel a big difference in walking on the 3/4 inch section versus the old diagonal sheeting. Everything's just much tighter. Less spring, less wiggle, less squeaky. Just, it's perfect. This is going to make for a really nice solid floor upstairs. So, time for another big sheet. So the masons just wrapped up a minute ago, and they got the firebox and the family room fireplace all taken care of. Got the new fire brick in there. We got our gas line in there, so it is ready to go. We're going to do this one, as I mentioned earlier, in the style of a colonial open hearth fireplace. So we'll have a large hearth in front of it, flush with the new hardwood floors, and then just some really rich paneling and a big beefy mantle all around it. So that's going to look really, really nice. Upstairs in Reed's room, I've been making a lot of progress. Got all this 3/4 inch plywood glued and screwed in place. And as I mentioned, it worked out real nice. We got 3 full sheets all the way across here. Then I'll just have to cut a little strip to fill in next to the wall here. You could probably not do it, you know, just because the drywall is going to cover half of that. But I like to be thorough and not have to worry about it later on. So we're going to go ahead and cut some little strips to go down in there, fill it full of glue, and put a few screws in it. That way we got a nice, smooth, even surface all the way across. So I got a little skinny piece over here to go, and then this piece I believe is about 5 feet. And then another full sheet will go across here with another skinny piece. And then I'll just have to fill in over here by the doorway and the closet.
What happened there?
Seems a little
Too easy?
too easy, yeah.
You just don't know your own strength. Is that better?
Yeah. You just went just outside of the joist.
Okay. Well, I am totally amazed at how much you got done in just a couple of hours.
Oh, thanks. Been hustling.
Yeah. Looks awesome. Really, just a couple of little pieces, and then I guess that strip, yeah.
Yeah, a little strip.
So, not bad. You're gonna get this done today, aren't you? Was that a yes?
Yes, that's the plan.
All right, good job.
Thanks. All right, so I've been making excellent progress here this afternoon. Got everything done. I just fitted the last piece there in the doorway, so I now have everything done except for the closet and this little strip along the edge here that I'm going to put a little filler piece in. So the rest of it's been glued and screwed in place, feeling good, looking good. Everything is coming together nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and use just a couple of pieces probably in the closet there. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to be putting a whole lot of heavy weight on there, so we can split it up into a couple of different sheets. Not a big deal. And then cut some strips and run down the side there. I'm going to get this knocked out and wrap up for the evening. Well, there you have it. The last pieces are glued and screwed down, and it turned out great. Couldn't be happier with the fit and finish of the plywood. Couldn't be happier with how the floor has stiffened up. No more squeaks, no more sags, no more movement whatsoever. It's going to be a great base for the hardwood floors that are going throughout the upstairs. Looking forward to getting that down. That's really going to bring this place to life. So the next step is getting signed off on our electric and our plumbing. So the city inspectors are coming out this week, and they're going to sign off on this maze of plumbing and electric that is woven throughout the house. Let me step in over here to the bonus room. It's getting dark, so it's going to be hard to see, but oh man, yeah, it's way too dark to see. So that's going to do it for this episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Big progress was made in Reed's room. We went from the old bare, shaky, splintered, loose, diagonal subfloor to a new layer of 3/4 inch plywood that was glued and screwed down to the joists and to the old subfloor, and it's solid as a rock now. No more squeaks, wiggles, anything going on. So the floor is nice and stiff. And we are going to be in great shape for our hardwoods. They're going to be running through this bedroom and the rest of the space upstairs. Next up, I'm going to move into the bonus room and go ahead and get the last of the subfloor put down there, and then we'll be done with that. Later this week, the city inspectors are going to be here. They're going to sign off on our electric and plumbing and HVAC work, hopefully. Everything should be in order. And then as soon as that's done, insulation goes up and drywall. And this place is really going to come to life once we get the drywall going up. Hoping to get some dry weather this week so I can get down here and work on some of the pool plumbing. Got to get things finalized in the pump house. Just got a few more fittings to get glued in, but it poured the rain all day, so today wasn't a good day to try to tackle that. Once that's done, we're ready to start filling the ditches in with sand. We got to put at least 6-8 inches of sand over top of all our plumbing before we're ready for any sort of dirt or gravel or anything else to get ready for the concrete patio. So going to get the tractor back over here and start moving some sand, hopefully get that taken care of this week as well. And then this weekend, hopefully, we're going to be forming up for the concrete pours around the skimmers and getting the last of the stuff dialed in and ready for pouring concrete. So hopefully the weather will cooperate next weekend. We'll be able to knock that out. Thanks again for hanging out. Be sure to hit that subscription button so you don't miss a single episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. Give us a like if you would, please. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down below. Always happy to hear from our viewers. And be sure to spread the word about Woodmere Estate Revival. We're having a lot of fun making these videos and sharing the project with everybody. So be sure to spread the news. Let everybody know what's going on here at Woodmere. See you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.